Welcome back to Decked Out.
On today's episode, we're joined by AirballMTG and Gavin Verhey for an early access look at the new Universes Beyond Doctor Who Commander decks.
As always, thank you to our sponsors, Coolstuffinc, EDHRec, and Ultimate Guard, but more on them later in the video.
That's enough from us. Let's go ahead and meet the players and their new commanders.
Geronimo!
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Villain's Lair. I'm Gavin Verhey, Principal Designer on Magic the Gathering, and today I'm playing Davros, the Villain's deck. I want to hit all of my opponents, make all of them cry, and make some Daleks in the process. It's gonna be a frightfully good time.
Hey everyone, I'm Airball and I am playing the 4th Doctor and Sarah Jane Smith. So the name of the game is cast historic spells and get paid off for them. Every time I cast a saga, every time I cast an artifact, every time I cast a legend, I'm going to get clues and food that I can dig for more card advantage and more value. And come on, historic spells? I remember back in Dominaria there were a bunch of infinite loops involving historic spells. There's probably one here too.
Hello everybody, I'm MTGNerdGirl, and today I am playing the 13th Doctor and Yasmin Khan. My deck is all about playing spells not from my hand. So I'm going to cascade them, I'm going to foretell them, I'm going to exile and cast them, and then that way I can build up some really big creatures and get to use some of their sweet abilities.
I'm Veggiewagonyee, and my deck is the 10th Doctor with companion Rose Tyler. It's time to get a watch because this is all about time counters. The new keyword time travel allows me to adjust the number of time counters on anything that has them. So that means my suspend cards will cast earlier. My vanishing cards will stay on the board longer. It is going to be a lot to keep track of for me, the player, but I am pretty good at keeping track of time. In the final moment before the game, we need to thank our patrons. Without you, none of this would be possible.
So if you would like to become a part of the show, make sure you head on over to our Patreon where you can help us create more content just like this. You can also unlock exclusive perks like signed token from the crew and our guests, get into spell table games with us, and even submit deck lists for us to play here on the show.
And of course, you can always help us out by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. But that's enough from us. Let's find out who is going to win.
Let's go ahead and see who goes first. Let's open these packs.
I got a makeover montage.
Oh, wow. Wow, you got 11?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. That looks cool.
Sick. So this is the TARDIS frame. So we kind of were like, wait a second. You know what's a rectangle, a magic card. You also know what's a rectangle, the TARDIS. What do we put them together? So it's in this kind of cool like TARDIS looking frame. And that's a special alternate art version you picked up there.
That looks really neat. I'm excited.
All right, I'm cheering for you because I got 1.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you had a cool looking K9
K9.
though. All right, well, I haven't looked at mine yet. Let's see what I got. I have 2. Well, I don't think I have anything that's going to help me out here. And 6, so I get 8. So you two are tied at 11. You can roll.
Veggie always wins.
6 and
3.
Oh, Nerd Girl.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, I deserve to go last.
I'm gonna be really boring and I'm just going to play a Rockvale Valley and pass the turn.
All right, well, you mere mortals, I will play fetid pools and pass the turn. So fetid. So pools.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to be the villain here because I'm going to start with a fiery eyelet. I'm going to tap that and pay a life for a soul ring.
Come on.
And
soul
I'm
ring.
gonna tap that soul ring for a talisman of conviction.
Okay, come on.
Right there. It's right there on the card.
Are we allowed? Do we stop the episode? Is this allowed right here? Come on. Well, you got the bow tie and you're wearing the bow tie? Come on.
Cheats.
I'll pass the turn.
I'm gonna play tapped Seaside Citadel and pass the turn.
Wow. I feel like we're just light years behind Veggie.
I'm going to play a Game Trail and I will reveal a forest so it comes into play untapped. I'm gonna play a Talisman of Impulse.
All right.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay, well, someone's got to start attacking Veggie, I guess. I'm going to play a command tower. One cool thing is each red X gets a different art command tower for our respective doctors, except you fools are all doctors and I'm the master, so I have the master's TARDIS, which makes me very happy. And I'm going to play this Clockwork Droid. It's a 3/1 for 2 mana. I can exert it when it attacks, and if I exert it, it can't be blocked and I scry 1. So if I want to, I can get in for 3 guaranteed. And I'm going to pass the turn to you, Veggie.
All right. I'm going to draw. Oh, man, it looks like I'm just like so many turns ahead of you all.
It doesn't just look like it is. Maybe you'll have no second land, though.
I'm going to play an island.
Rats.
I'm going to pay 1, 2, and take a damage for that. I'm going to play Regenerations Restored. This is an enchantment with Vanishing 12. Whenever one or more time counters are removed from Regenerations Restored, I scry 1 and gain a life. And then if it has no time counters on it, I exile it and take an extra turn. 12 time counters may seem like a lot to have to remove, but with what's in my hand, I think it's going to be a much easier time than expected. And then I'm also going to pay 1, 2, 3, take another damage from the Fire Islet to suspend Inspiring Refrain. In 3 turns, I'm going to draw 2 cards and then resuspend it. And I'll pass.
I'm going to untap my 1 land.
Yeah, seriously.
I'll play this island as land for turn, and I will play a Soul Ring.
One thing I find very charming about the Soul Rings is, so the Soul Ring is the Eye of Harmony, is what we depicted it as here. And the Eye of Harmony, as you learn in the flavor text, is an exploding star, which the original Soul Rings flavor text in Magic talks about it being the light of a distant star. Or not the original one, but the Commander one. Talks about being the light of a distant star. So to me, there's like a fun little connection there.
I'll float a colorless, and I'll play one of my commanders. I'll play Sarah Jane Smith. Whenever I cast a historic spell, I investigate. She is a doctor's companion. I'll pass.
I'm going to play a forest for turn. I'm going to tap 3 for a sonic screwdriver. It can tap 4 mana of any color. I can pay 1, untap another target artifact. I can pay 2, scry, or I can pay 3 and target creature can't be blocked this turn.
Oh, wow. You came prepared.
It buzzes. That's so funny.
Wow. This episode brought to you by Sonicare. Everyone, brush your teeth.
Not with a screwdriver.
Then I will pass the turn.
Okay. On tap. I'm going to put down this River of Tears. And Veggie, you've got 5 permanents in play. So I'm going to attack you for 3 with this Clockwork Droid.
Bring it.
Not going to exert, just take 3. And then I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3. Everybody, it's time to exterminate. Exterminate. The Dalek Squadron is here. It's a 3/3 Menace Myriad. So Menace and Myriad together. So when it attacks one of you, I'll carry a token copy that's attacking each other player. Go ahead. So the deal with Davros is you want to hit each of your opponents for 3 damage on your turn if you can. If you hit 1, great, you'll get a Dalek, you'll get a little bit of a bonus. But if you hit all of them, you will be able to supercharge his ability and make each opponent make this bad choice of either they discard a card or you draw a card. So Dalek Squadron is like the perfect card in your opening hand. It covers right into Davros. You can play it, attack on the next turn, hit everybody, and then proc Davros on all of your opponents. I'm feeling good about this. Exterminate. Exterminate! The doctor must be exterminated.
We'll see about that. I'm going to remove a counter from my Regenerations Restored so that I can scry 1 and gain life. Oh. Oh? Yeah, I'll keep that on top. I'm going to draw my card. I'll play a Glacial Fortress as land for turn. And I think it's that time.
Cue cool music.
I'm going to play the 10th Doctor.
All right.
Oh, yeah. 3/5 has the ability Alonzi. Whenever you attack, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card, put 3 time counters on it, and if it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend, and then I can timey-wimey, pay 7 to time travel 3 times, activate only as a sorcery, and that removes time counters from all of my stuff with those counters on it.
It lets you remove it from stuff and suspend and add it to stuff in with vanishing.
Oh.
So if you want to keep this around for longer, you can, although this is actually an example you want to vanish away.
I think that is it for this turn. I'll pass.
Okay. So much stuff going on over there, buddy.
Well, I don't want to get left behind. I think it's time for the 4th Doctor to enter the battlefield. He is a 4/4. I can look at the top card of my library at any time. Once each turn, I can play a historic land or spell from the top of my library, and when I do, I make a food. He is a legend. He will trigger Sarah, and I will investigate. I will look at the top card, and I will play this Celestial Colonnade as my land for turn tapped.
All right, on your end step, I'm going to tap 2 for a Thajaran Witness. It's an 0/4 with flash that says whenever another creature dies, if it was attacking or blocking alone, I get to investigate. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start by paying 2, and we're going to play Sisterhood of Karn. Is that right?
That's right, Sisterhood of Karn. My dream is to get that card reprinted in a normal Magic set, just featuring Karn. But it's so funny because Karn is a thing in Doctor Who.
It comes into play with a +1/+1 counter on it, and whenever I cast a spell from anywhere other than my hand, I get to double the number of counters on it. And then I will go ahead and tap for a blue to play my first commander, the 13th Doctor. I'll read in a second, but we will get to double the counters on the Sisterhood of Karn because it came from not my hand.
Yeah, nice. It's easy to forget that your command zone is in fact not your hand, so it gets a kick started there.
The 13th Doctor has Paradox. Whenever I cast a spell from anywhere other than my hand, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. And it also has Team TARDIS at the beginning of my end step. Untap each creature you control with a counter on it. And that's going to be the end of my turn.
All right, you mere mortals. It's time for Davros, the Dalek creator, to enter the fray. So Davros is a 3/4 with Menace. At the beginning of my end step, I create a 3/3 black Dalek artifact creature token with Menace if an opponent lost 3 or more life. So if I deal 3 damage to one of you, I will get a Dalek. Additionally, each opponent that lost 3 or more life has to make a villainous choice. You must either discard a card or let me draw a card. Only ever one Dalek, but everybody can play the delightful discard or draw minigame. And I think we're gonna do a little bit of that right now. So we got the Dalek Squadron here. The Dalek Squadron is gonna come in. Is going to be attacking you, Veggie. And I think we're going to send in the Clockwork Droid at you, Nerd Girl. A couple of things are going to happen. I'm going to exert Clockwork Droid as it attacks, so it can't be blocked this turn, and I scry 1. So I'll go ahead and scry 1 right now. Survey says... All right, I'll keep that on top. And I create 2 copies of this Dalek Squadron that are attacking each of you. So it's a 3/3 Menace Myriad.
Menace, you say?
I cannot block.
All right, so you're definitely taking 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Unblockable, and this one's a
3/3 Menace.
3/3 Menace. Oh boy, yeah, I'm not blocking any of those.
You're not blocking over here?
I will take the damage.
Okay, so you're going to take 3, you're going to take 3, and you're going to take 6?
I am.
All right, very good. Well, go to the end of combat. These go away. And then I will end my turn, and because I dealt 3 or more damage to a player, I get to create a Dalek, exterminate, and each of you must now make a villainous choice. The Veggie, will you discard a card or let me draw a card?
Don't let the villains win, Veggie. Discard a card.
I'm actually feeling pretty confident in what I've got in my hand, so I will discard one of them because I don't need all of these. I'll discard this Rogue's Passage.
Okay, how about over here?
I also really like my hand. You can have a card.
Okay, very good. I'll draw 1 card, Nerd Girl.
Well, I will be a team player with Veggie, and I have plenty of mana, so I will discard a Talisman of Curiosity.
Gavin's villainous choices are annoying, but for me, having few cards in hand is not the worst thing.
It's a 3/4-1 no matter how you slice it. I'll take it. Go ahead, Veggie.
You see, after the when the show came back, we got more responsible. Untap. I will remove a counter from Inspiring Refrain in exile and remove 1 from Regenerations Restored. I'm gonna scry and gain a life. I'm gonna put that on the bottom, and then I'm gonna draw.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to combat. I'm going to swing the 10th Doctor at you, Nerd Girl. So on attack, I am going to exile cards from the top until I hit a non-land. It's the Face of Bo. So I will put 3 time counters on this and give it suspend. And we'll see you in 3 turns.
How big is your creature?
It's a 3/5.
Are you going to trick me? I don't think you're going to trick me.
I just wanted the...
So I'm going to block with my 0/4.
So no, it's good. We'll go to damage.
Great.
And then let's do some more stuff. I'm going to play a Sunbaked Canyon as my land for turn. Makes me very happy to see these. And then pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I think I will have to take 2 damage from these to play The Parting of the Ways. This is a saga. Chapter 1, I'll exile the top 5 cards of my library, and for each non-land that I exile, I put time counters on it equal to its mana value, and it gets suspend. Chapter 2, I will time travel, and then time travel again. And on chapter 3, for each opponent, I will destroy up to 1 artifact.
No, not my artifacts. You would never. Okay.
You play it directly into my trap.
So all the sagas are episode names. So the Parting of the Ways is an episode, and then the saga follows the episode of the story of the episode, which I think is really cool. So first chapter first.
First
you
chapter
exile your
first.
top 5 cards, and you get to suspend all the ones that are not lands. How many are we going to get? Let's find out.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at this guy.
Oh no.
So in a few turns, some really wacky stuff is going to start happening. Okay.
Yes, we have quite a few that are
Holy
pretty.
smokes.
Yeah, we have
5?
2 2s and then a full hit.
Holy moly. That is nuts.
Tell me Teferi Time Ravelers in one of these decks.
No, I'm afraid it is not.
This is wonderful, and
You only have
I'm
one card
very
left in your
happy.
hand, though,
I
so
only one
this
card
is
left.
The stuff we got to be the most scared of. All right.
I'll pass the turn.
I got a clue.
I got a +1/+1 counter.
Turns out Soul Ring Talisman strong on the first turn. You're here to hear.
Oh, that's a fascinating card. You're going to love this one. I mean, maybe not if it gets played against you, but you're going to love it.
I can't believe you hit 5 on Parting the Ways. That is nuts.
Look, normally I blow all of my luck on the die roll and then just get destroyed. But since I lost it this time, it's got to go somewhere.
Well, in that case, we are just going to play the historic spell that is on top of my library using the 4th Doctor's ability. We're going to play Trial of a Time Lord. It is a saga. First 3 chapters, exile target non-token creature an opponent controls until Trial of a Time Lord leaves the battlefield. And then the last chapter, starting with you. Each player votes for innocent or guilty. If guilty gets more votes, the owner of each card exiled with it goes to the bottom of their library, not otherwise.
For 3 turns, you put things on trial, and on the last turn, we all vote if they're to live or die. So what's going on trial?
I'll make that decision after this resolves, but first we're going to get some triggers.
True.
The first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to get a food token off of the 4th Doctor.
Nom 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 nom.
Delicious.
Nom nom nom.
Jelly babies.
And I am going to create a clue off of Sarah Jane Smith's ability because that is in fact a historic spell. Veggie's commander is innocent until proven guilty, but from all the evidence I've seen, this trial's an open and shut case. Veggie, your commander's going under. Your commander's up on trial.
I get the feeling that I will not get this back if I don't put it in the command zone.
Guilty, guilty, guilty.
Guilty it is on that one.
We'll use the 2 remaining mana for a TARDIS.
Ooh.
It's a flying vehicle. When it attacks, if I control a Time Lord, then the next spell I cast this turn has Cascade and I can Planeswalk, but we're not Planeswalking this game.
The thing about that card is a lot of people see the Planeswalk part and they're like, oh, I'm not playing Plane Chase. But just give your next spell Cascade is very strong.
Yeah.
So like do not sleep on that part. It's really good.
Do you have any creatures over there, Veggie, that are untapped
Not
and
now.
able to block?
I have no creatures at all right now.
This is it. Get it. Get him while getting's good.
Hit me.
I'm getting you for 6.
Yeah.
Pass.
I'm feeling a bit behind, so we're gonna need to try to catch up a little bit.
I think it's hard for anybody to not feel behind at this point.
Yeah. Well, and the wild thing is too, like you're going to double time travel next turn, Parting the Way. So anything with 3 or fewer time counters is going to get cast. One of those things is Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey, which also time travels. So anything with 4 or fewer counters is going to get cast next turn. It's a good time to be a veggie. Real good time to be a veggie.
I'm gonna cast Ponder.
All right.
I'm gonna look at the top 3 cards and I'm gonna put them back in any order, and then I may shuffle and draw. I'll choose to keep them on top and
All
I'll
right.
draw.
You found the answer to all your problems.
I did a land.
Whew,
I'm gonna play a tapped Path of Ancestry.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and just cast for 4 my other commander, Yasmin Khan. She's a 3/3 that allows me to tap and exile the top card of my library, and until end of my next turn or my end step, I can actually play that card. And I have a couple of triggers that will go onto the stack when I cast my commander from not my hand. I will get to put a counter onto something, and I will also get to double the counters here on the Sisterhood of Karn.
Generally, for everyone out there who's checking out this deck, I like going wide with the counters because the 13th Doctor untaps all your creatures that have counters on them each turn. So just kind of spreading them wide so you can attack and then untap is really nice.
The Sisterhood has enough counters with this trigger, so I'm going to put it on the Thajaran Witness, and we'll just go up to 4 here.
Nice.
And I do get a free attack. I don't want to leave the damage on the table.
Hello.
There is no doubt in anyone's mind who you should be attacking here.
Hello
Yeah,
there.
but you have the most life.
I mean, Veggie's gonna pop up big time on his turn, but
Yes.
he's gonna take a ton of damage before we get there. Because my myriad creature's gonna hit him whether he likes it or not. So
Yeah, we got to keep Veggie's life total in check, and we're going to go ahead and come in for 5.
all right.
Yep, no blocks.
And then I will move to my end step, which will allow me to untap all my creatures with a +1/+1 counter, and I'll pass. Getting to untap all of my creatures from the 13th Doctor at the end step means that these myriad triggers aren't so scary.
Very nice. Okay, Veggie, if that is your real name.
Exert.
It is.
Oh, excuse. Yep. Sorry, it's exerted. I'm gonna tap 2 mana I'm going to play, you know it, you love it. It's a Thought Vessel. And then I'm going to tap 3 mana. I doubt this is going to come up, but it might. I'll tap 3 mana for the Vashta Narada.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
It's a 3 mana 1/1 indestructible. It's got Shadow though, so it can't block or be blocked except by creatures with Shadow, which I'll give you a hint, there are not many of in these decks. However, it's got Morbid. At the beginning of each end step, if a creature died this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Vashta Narada. So if stuff dies, it'll get bigger. That's at the beginning of each end step, including all of y'all's. So keep that in mind. I'll play this Terramorphic Expanse as well. And then we're gonna go to combat. Veggie, I'm definitely hitting you with this Dalek Squadron.
Bring it.
We'll create token copies that attack each of you. And Davros over here is going to get in as well. And let's see, you're gonna get hit for 3. I guess I'm just gonna really bring the pain to Veggie because I feel like we're gonna have a...
Because I'm going to bring the pain on my turn.
Yeah, okay. Veggie, I'm going to attack you for 9. I think a villainous thing to do is to attack the person who's down, right? That's nothing more villainy than that. I'll attack you for 9, Veggie, with these guys. And each of you is used getting attacked for 3 with these guys.
No effects here.
No blocks.
All right, I've got a 3/3 menace coming in at you.
I will block with the Witness
It does have menace.
and also my 4/4.
Fair enough. Yeah, all right. Okay, so this is going to die, which is important so that this will get bigger at the end of my turn.
I'm going to take 9.
You're going to take 9. You're going to take 3.
Oh my God, Veggie.
Don't count him out. He's got something good coming here in a second. I'm going to crack this Terramorphic Expanse. Anyone want to cut? Nope. You all trust me? You fools! You fools!
Oh no!
No, I didn't do anything. Okay, end of my turn. A creature did die this turn because you blocked the Dalek with the Sisterhood of Karn. So I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on the Vashta Narada. And then the Villainous Choice happens. So I'm going to make a 3/3 Dalek because at least one player took 3 damage this turn. And Veggie, would you like to discard a card or let me draw a card?
I do like this last card in my hand. I'll let you draw.
Oh, very nice. All right, and would you...
I'm going to discard this EDHRec Mathematical Genius.
Okay, and you didn't take 3 damage, so you don't have to make such a choice. You're good.
Oh,
Yeah, you only have to make the Villainous Choice if you got hit for 3 damage.
excellent.
So you're good. So I'm sitting with my Vashta Narada and my Dalek token here. And I'm going to pass the turn. Veggie, you know, you put the hero in a corner and the doctor always finds a way out of it. So let's see what happens for you.
I think he might be about to reincarnate.
Between my own lands and Gavin's general villainy, my life total has dropped very quickly. But the sheer number of actions I'm going to take on my turn easily compensates for that. I just need to stay alive for the time being. You know, me, the time being.
Okay, so it's your upkeep.
It is my upkeep. So I'm going to, I have all of the suspend triggers and I'll have the Vanishing Resolve first. Brings me to 9. I'm going to scry 1 and gain a life.
That life gain, surprisingly relevant right now.
Yeah, we'll leave that on top. All of these will tick down 1, which should only trigger one thing
Inspiring
for
Refrain.
now. So I'll draw some cards, draw 3, and then this gets resuspended with
Draw 2.
Draw 2.
You're not supposed to be the villain. No cheating.
Yeah, no cheating. Only I'll be the one doing that over here.
And now I'm going to draw. And we'll move to chapter 2 of The Parting of the Ways. I'm going to try time travel and then time travel. So 2 counters off of everything. And I will also remove 2 counters from Regenerations Restored. So that's going to make a bunch of stuff get cast.
And that Inspiring Refrain is right back down to 1 again. So you might even be drawing more cards this turn.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
That's going to put these 3 spells on the stack. I will cast the Thought Vessel. So I have no max hand size. I'll cast the Face of Bow. I can cast a spell with suspend from my hand, and if I do, I only pay the suspend cost instead of its mana cost.
And you also make sure to gain 2 life and scry 2.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I know, so much value right now.
Boo.
Put that on the bottom. I like this card. I might just keep it because I like it.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, I'll keep that on top. Boop, boop.
All right, gain a life. Watch out, everybody.
And then the last one that resolves is Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey. I'm going to time travel, and then I will draw a card. So 1, 2.
Oh my gosh.
It's totally just popping up. This is nuts.
So that is going to put these in the stack. I will draw my 1 card from Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey. I'll get another Inspiring Refrain.
And when you do the Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey, you get to scry and gain 1 off this, right?
I do. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
incredible. We'll resolve that Inspiring Refrain to draw another 2 and resuspend. And then it is the 11th hour. So on chapter 1, I will search for a doctor card, reveal it, and put it into my hand. Chapter 2, create a food and a 1/1 human with doctor spells you cast cost 1 less. And chapter 3, create a token that is a copy of target creature, except it is a legendary alien named Prisoner Zero. Okay.
Holy smokes, Veggie.
Yeah.
So now you're going to tutor for a doctor?
I sure am.
So while you're doing that, let's just recap. You drew 4 cards to turn off Inspiring Refrain. You drew another one off Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey. You started with 1 card in your hand at the beginning of the turn. Now you've got basically a full grip of cards. You've got the face of Bo hanging out.
And back up to at least a healthier life total.
Jeez.
Man, who made these decks? This is ridiculous. I think this gives me the best chance of blocking some things and taking out some threats a little bit later. I'm going to grab the War Doctor. So
This card is so wacky.
this is fantastic. You all will probably see it a little bit later, but it's going to let me, it's going to let me deal with some threats.
And Face of Bo does have haste this turn because it came off of
Suspend, yes.
So if you want to activate it this turn, you can.
You're not a very good villain.
Well, I just enjoy knowing that my opponents have played to their fullest so I can destroy them and feel very accomplished in it. It's very important. It wouldn't be any fun if they messed up. I want to hear them cry honestly.
I don't have something that I can use the Face of Bo for before he goes away. I'm going to play a land that doesn't hurt me. It's a Plains, and then I'm going to pay 1, 2, and 3 for Out of Time.
Oh no.
When Out of Time enters the battlefield, I'm going to untap all creatures, and then those creatures phase out until Out of Time leaves the battlefield. I put a time counter on it for each creature that phased out this way.
Okay, so everything gets phased out.
Everything gets phased out.
All right, so these all get phased out. That includes commanders.
And how many things did I hit?
You hit, for me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things.
4.
2. 12, 13.
And notably, the way that phasing works, if you kill Out of Time and everything comes back in, they can attack that turn. So just be known that if it gets blown up at some point, an assault could be mounted. But for now, Veggie seems to have stabilized. Holy smokes, he wiped the board.
Yeah, I feel pretty great. I'm going to then, I guess, put something on the board. 4, and I'll take 2 damage from that for Kate Stewart. Whenever I put 1 or more time counters on a permanent I control, I make a 1/1 soldier. And when Kate Stewart attacks, I can pay 8. If I do, attacking creatures get +X/+X, where X is the number of time counters among permanents you control.
Which is, I believe, 19 currently. So right now when you attack, you can pay it to give your team +19/+19. Okay.
I sure can.
Noted.
The last thing for my turn, I will pay 2 and play the moment. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a time counter on it. I can pay 2, tap, untap target creature I control, and it phases out until the moment leaves the battlefield. And I can pay 3 to destroy each non-land permanent with mana value less than or equal to the number of time counters on the moment. Then sacrifice it, and I can only use this as a sorcery.
Veggie.
This is going to be a quick game.
This is fantastic. I have nothing else I can do. I will pass the turn.
Okay.
So
You phased, let me get this straight. You phased out all of our commanders. You have a dominating board presence with all this stuff going on.
That was
You
all
have
the same turn.
A grip full of cards. You can attack and give your creatures +19/+19 if you pay 8. You gain some life, but you are at 8 life, so maybe there's a way we can do it.
I have a choice. I can either keep developing my board or make sure Veggie gets dealt with. And if we don't deal with Veggie, I'm not sure I ever untap. So, sorry, Veggie. Everyone's getting their stuff.
Trial of the Time Lord is going to go off as well.
Yes, and I think Kate has committed terrible crimes, and I don't think it'll be hard to convince you all of that. So let's. So she'll go under the trial. I'll play this Gallifrey Council Chamber as land return. ETB, I can surveil. And I can add 1 mana of any color as long as I'm using it to cast a Time Lord or Alien or activate one of their abilities. Well, you guys are all going to get your stuff back.
What? Tell me more.
Veggie.
Tell me more of this tale.
Do you have 2 blue open?
Oh no.
All right, here's 4 mana, and I am going to return to dust target out of time. I'm also casting this during my main phase, so I get to exile another artifact or enchantment, and I think it's probably got to be Mr. 6 time counters over there.
Oh, Oh man, what a move.
So target.
Yep.
Wow, that is brutal.
Okay.
The out of time. You broke up the Gallifrey. You broke up their 7 saving Gallifrey. Okay, so everything comes back in. That's all untapped.
Oh my gosh, it means I can kill Veggie.
Team's coming at you. 6.
Yeah, I will block the 4.
Okay, take 2. Pass.
Creature died on your turn, so Vashon Narada gets a counter.
And because Veggie's creature died blocking alone, that means I get to investigate.
Oh, how nice, Veggie. What a team player.
Yeah. See, team. We're on a team now.
Oh, I don't seem to remember that earlier. That's so strange.
I'll go ahead and grab a clue. I'm going to go ahead and tap my commander, Yasmin Khan, to exile the top card of my library until the end of my next end step I can cast it. These are some crazy cards, man.
Doctor Who's a wild property.
So I'm going to reveal my exiled card, Danny Pink.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and just cast him. He is a 4/3 with Mentor, but also the important part says creatures you control have whenever one or more counters are being put on this creature for the first time each turn, I get to draw a card. And because I cast this from exile, I get to put a counter on something. I'll also get to scry off the path because Danny is a human like my commander. Sisterhood of Karn will go up to 8 counters.
Oh, what's your life total, Veggie? Is it under 8?
To that side of the table, it's 9.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going to pay my final 2 mana for a Foretell.
Ooh. All right. Something's hanging out over there in the Foretell area. It is foretold.
It has been foretold.
Well, no, you just did it.
Trying to distract us, Veggie?
I don't want to kill Veggie.
But see, you can just leave it to the villain.
Yeah. I'm going to be a team player, and I'm going to attack Gavin.
What?
For 8.
Unbelievable. You will rue the day. Okay, I'll just take 8.
I will move to my end step, and I'll get to untap all of my creatures that have counters.
Well, I have something I'm very excited about this turn. It's been a real yo-yo situation because at first I thought I was gonna be sick, then my board got wiped, and then it got unwiped. So check this move out, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A card I truly love from the new set. Cyberman Squadron. Non-legendary artifact creatures I control have Myriad. So all my artifact creatures have Myriad this turn, and this will double Myriad.
I think you're dead.
I think we're all dead.
I got it.
I don't know that you're
this,
all
don't worry.
dead, but I have Veggie. I do have bad news for you, I'm afraid. Okay, combat time. Do I want to leave anyone hanging back? I don't think so. I don't know what I'm here to do, if not attack. So let's go in for let's get some blood here. So I think we're gonna send Vashon Narada is gonna go at you, Nerd Girl, because it's got Shadow, and you're not gonna be able to block that. I'm gonna send Davros in at you because it's got Menace. And I'm gonna send these 4 artifact creatures that'll all Myriad over at you, Veggie. These 4 creatures are all going to Myriad. These 3 will Myriad once, and this will Myriad twice. These 2 are not gonna block, or at least I don't think you're gonna block.
No
right?
blocks.
So I'm just gonna represent the ones that are going after Nerd Girl over here, which is gonna be 4 Daleks and this Clockwork Droid. So these are 4 3/3 menaces and a 3/1.
Okay, well, that's perfect. I will block 1 3/1 no menace, and I will block 1 of the menacers, and I will have to take all of the rest.
The doctor is defeated. I don't want to go.
At least you had to do some really cool stuff.
Yeah, you got popped off. It was sick. I mean, we only killed you because you were so dangerous.
I had a great this made me wildly happy. So I'm fine to go out like that.
All right, so you're gonna take let's see, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, plus 3 more. So you're gonna take 18 total.
18, so down to 16.
Yep. And then you blocked these, but you did not block these. You're gonna take 3, 6, 9, 12.
All right, so which deck do I play now that I regenerate into a new deck?
Yeah, we'll play again afterward. Yeah. You maybe will be the villain in your next life. You know, maybe be fortunate enough. Okay, so this is gonna die, and this is gonna die. I'm gonna go to my end step. This is gonna get a counter because the creature died this turn. All my extra tokens are going to go away. I'm going to make it 3/3 because one of you took 3 more damage. And then, would you like to discard a card or let me draw a card? It's a villainous choice.
I will discard the 8th Doctor.
NerdGirl, would you like to discard a card or let me draw a card? You mortal fool!
I'm going to discard a Cultivate.
Oh, okay. No Cultivate. All right. That's going to be my turn. I've got a 5/5 and a 3/3 untapped, and it's over to you.
Avenge me, Airball.
Exterminate!
On your end step, I'm going to crack a clue.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's not a May. I do have to exile something. So I'm going to exile Karn. Or
What?
his sisterhood, anyway.
What does?
The Time Lord.
Why can't you exile something over there?
Because I don't want to.
You think I'm the threat?
No. If I had the choice, I would not put anything under there, but I don't.
You're going to get rid of this?
Yeah.
How is that good for me?
Because it's not going to be around for what comes next.
What do you mean? No, never.
So I'm going to get to keep one of my things?
Well,
No.
I don't think he said that.
all right, so you're going to exile Sisterhood of Karn. Oh, you're so sad. Poor Sisterhood of Karn.
I'm guessing you won't be so sad after the next spell.
All right, what's happening next?
Well, Veggie has no blockers.
Ooh.
What? All right.
Well, unfortunately, I am going to whiff on my land for the turn, but we're still going to tap 6 mana and declare that it is the Knight of the Doctor.
Ooh.
We're going to destroy all creatures for Chapter 1. Chapter 2 lets me return a target legendary creature from my graveyard to the battlefield under my control with a special counter on it.
I'm gonna tap this to exile the top card, and until the end of my next turn I can cast it. But I knew what it was and I didn't want it, so.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Jane's going to trigger. I'm going to make a clue.
Well, that's the Night of the Doctor. All this stuff's going to die, except for the Vashna and Errata, which are indestructible.
These are going to go to my bin, not my command zone. Pass.
I hate
It's a creature, no?
it's indestructible.
It's indestructible.
You can't destruct it.
I didn't know Gavin's creature was indestructible, and if I did, I probably would have chosen to exile that one, but that's what happens when you play new decks for the first time.
I don't like you. All right, I'm gonna play a Temple. Comes into play tapped, but I do get to scry. I will put it on the bottom. I need some help, so I'm gonna go ahead and just spend a bunch of mana to recast Yasmin Khan. It's gonna cost all of my mana.
Okay.
And this will stay in exile and go away, and I will pass the turn.
Okay. I will play the Gallifrey Council Chamber. When it enters, I surveil 1. Sure, I'll leave that on top. That sounds pretty fun. And you're about to get to you blew up my board. The villains will take their vengeance. I'll attack you for 5.
I'll take 5.
All right.
That's what you get for taking my 8/8.
I did way more good to you than bad.
I'm gonna play a Commander Sphere. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will cast Genesis of the Daleks, a very famous 4th Doctor episode. The first 3 chapters create a 3/3 black Dalek artifact creature token with menace for each lore counter on Genesis of the Daleks. So the first turn I make 1, turn 2 I make 2 Daleks, and turn 3 I make 3 Daleks. And then on the last chapter, some bad stuff happens to you, but don't worry about it yet. Genesis of the Daleks is a famous 4th Doctor story that introduces us to Davros, the creator of the Daleks, and brings us back to when the Daleks were first created. And the 4th Doctor gets this ultimate choice of, is he going to destroy all the Daleks or not? And the fool does not destroy them, and so now you will perish. It's fine, wouldn't worry about it.
All right. Draw for turn, and we get some triggers.
All right.
Let's resolve this one first.
All right, so starting with you. Do you vote? What do you vote for?
I think that the Sisterhood of Karn is guilty.
It's not guilty. It didn't do anything.
Guilty!
All right, she's on the bottom of your library.
But we get to keep this indestructible 5/5 because that makes sense.
It sure does. It was
No.
rigged anyway.
In this moment of need, you have to band together.
Then why did you say I was going to be happy that that was the thing that would...
Because it had a chance to come back instead of no chance to come back. I didn't say you were going to be happy.
You did.
Well, let's roll the tape on that. I don't think I would say something like that.
Smash cut to
Right,
Veggie editing.
in editing, don't worry.
So
You will
now
not be happy.
So we have the second trigger for Knight of the Doctor. I get to return a legendary creature to the battlefield. I'll return this 8th Doctor that I discarded to my villainous choice last turn.
Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but the Night of the Doctor is the episode for the 8th Doctor. So that is the most flavorful, perfect thing you could have done. My other favorite fact about the Night of the Doctor is it's the first 2-chapter saga, and it's because it's a short episode that's 6 minutes long. So that's my little meta joke for you.
Oh, that is really cute.
Yeah. All right, so he comes back, and you have to give one of 3 counters to him, right?
I do, yes. He will be probably life-linking. Makes the most sense to me. All right, so we'll mill 3 off the 8th Doctor trigger. We'll get my own Sonic Screwdriver, the City of Death, and 3 visits. 3.
Leave me alone.
Yes, let the hate flow through you. Wrong IP, but it fits.
I love Star Trek.
Me too. I will pay 1 for this Banish to Another Universe.
Ooh.
Normally would cost 5, but it's discounted by the number of historic permanents I control. That's 5. And when it ETBs, it is an O-ring effect. I'm going to O-ring the Saga under Gavin's control.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess you'll never find out what the cool 4th chapter does. Or will they?
At some point, I will read it. But that is not now. I'm going to crew.
Yeah, very nice.
It's a TARDIS.
Okay.
And the TARDIS is going to come in for 2 at Gavin.
All right, I'll take 2. And
Yes.
okay, so now your next spell has Cascade because you control a Time Lord.
It does have Cascade, yes.
All right.
Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
So using the 8th Doctor's ability, I am going to pay 4 and cast a spell from my graveyard. I'm going to cast the 4th Doctor, which I left there from the board wipe.
Appropriate.
He has Cascade because of my TARDIS attack. So we're going to, before he resolves, Cascade into a 3 CMC or less spell. We're going to hit... That counts. It's an X spell. That's not great. We're going to hit Vrestin, Menoptera Leader. It enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on her. When she ETBs, create X green and white alien insect creatures with flying. And whenever I attack with 1 or more insects, I put a +1/+1 counter on them. Unfortunately, X is 0. That's pretty bad, honestly.
Yeah, okay. It's not, yeah, it's okay. It's pretty bad.
All right, now the 4th Doctor will resolve. I will look at the top card of my library.
Yeah.
And I will play this historic land.
Wow, look at that.
Doctor. It is the Trenzalore Clock Tower. Taps for blue, and I can put a time counter on it, or I can pay 2 to remove 12 from it and basically wheel my hand. And I guess 2 more for this Talisman of Unity. Better late than never, and I'll pass.
And that puts a time counter on the clock tower as well.
It does.
I'm going to go ahead and play a Temple of the False
Okay,
Gods.
9 mana available.
I don't know how this is going to work out, but we're going to try.
The trick is don't think about how it's going to work out, and it will work out, says the player who is eliminated.
Crushing it, crushing it.
Pay 3 plus the commander tax to replay the 13th Doctor.
Okay.
I will get to scry 1. I am going to put that to the bottom.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and tap Yasmin Khan to exile a top card and see if I get something I want to play. And I'm going to reveal a River Song's Diary.
Basically, whenever a player plays instant or sorcery, it goes under River Song's Diary. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 3 or more cards exiled with it, you cast 1 for free. So it kind of takes everyone's stories, puts it in this book, and then on your turn, if there's enough, you get to play 1 for free. So could be good, could be bad. I don't know. Might be late for it, might be just on time. You tell me.
Yeah, it seems a little late for it. So I'm going to instead cast Throes of Chaos. It's a sorcery with Cascade, so I'll be able to get something with less than 4 CMC. And Retrace, I can discard a land in addition to paying the cost to recast it.
A thing to remember for everyone out there is Cascade technically exiles the card and then casts it, so it does in fact trigger your paradox.
So I will flip until I get a non-land spell that is less than 4 mana. Land, and I got a Growth Spiral. All right, then I will cast the Growth Spiral. I get to draw a card, and then I get to play an additional land this turn, which will put a counter onto Yasmin Khan.
Nice.
From my 13th Doctor. I will draw, and I will not play a land this turn. I will move to my end step and untap. Fortunately, that's all I can do, and this will stay in exile.
Okay.
All right, now that I've been able to cast a couple spells not from my hand, I feel like I'm back in this game. A little late, but back in this game.
I do have one play I'm excited about, and I think that's what we're going to do.
I'd rather you didn't.
Oh, I would rather I would.
If only I had an 8/8 to pressure his life total.
All right, I'm going to play the Beast, Deathless Prince. When I cast this spell, gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap it, it gains menace and haste until end of turn.
No.
I'm going to take control of...
That's a fascinating choice.
I think I'm going to take control of this.
That makes sense.
Until the end of the turn. The 8th Doctor is mine. The Beast enters tapped with 6 stun counters on it.
Oh my goodness.
So it'll take a bunch of time to get there. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to its owner, I untap the Beast and draw a card. So I want people to hit each other with their own things. So now it's time to go to combat. So I'm saying the Vashta Narada at you, Nerd Girl, the Dalek at you, and this 4/4 lifelink 8th Doctor at you, Airball.
Yeah, no blocks.
No blocks.
Okay. So you're going to take 6, 7, 8, 9, and you're going to take 4.
You'll gain 4.
I'll gain 4. And because a creature hit its owner, I will draw a card and untap the beast. And untap the beast. I'm going to tap Commander Sphere for a red mana, and then I will just go ahead and sacrifice it and draw a card. Play Temple of Epiphany. Go ahead and scry one. See what I got coming up. I'm going to say no to that. I will recast the Dalek Squadron from my graveyard. And I'll tap 2 to play an Arcane Signet. And I will end my turn. You get the 8th Doctor back. I could not kill him off, unfortunately. And I'm going to end my turn. Go ahead.
You both got this, right?
He keeps attacking me.
The villains must prevail.
All right, we're going to take a crack at it. I'm going to tap 3, put a counter on the clock tower, and I'm going to cast an Unearthly Child.
Okay.
It's another saga. All 3 chapters, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a Doctor card, a card with Doctor's Companion, or a vehicle, and then put that card into my hand and the rest on the bottom of my library. Let's go digging.
So you want a Doctor, a Companion, or a vehicle? You got K9.
We got K9 Mark 1 as the negative ability. As long as K9 Mark 1 is untapped, other legendary creatures I control have Ward 1 and can also give my legendary creatures unblockable. All right, well, I'm going to crew TARDIS with the 4th Doctor.
Yeah.
And the 2/4 and the 4/4 lifelink are coming in at Gavin.
I earned that. I'll take 6 and go to 28, and your next spell gets Cascade.
And I'll gain 4. So we're going to pay 4 here for the 500-year diary. Enters battlefield tapped. It's a super mana rock. It taps for blue for each clue I control. And I can crack it as a clue itself to draw a card. So that will cascade. We're going to look for something 3 or smaller again.
All right, let's see what we got. Arcane Signet.
Arcane Signet, yeah.
That's what you needed.
Definitely. I guess we'll just tap the Arcane Signet and play the K9 Mark 1, and I'll pass the turn. My life total is really low, and I'd love to be able to keep open 2 mana to be able to eat this food, but I think I'll get 1 more turn before Gavin kills me, and I don't think I'll get 2. So I need to put all my threats on the board so we can hope to deal with them.
On your end step, I'm going to use Yasmin Khan to exile the top card, and we're going to reveal a Graham O'Brien. I'm going to go ahead and start by casting Graham, and I'm going to cast with the Path of Ancestry.
Nice.
So that way we get a little scry here. I don't think I can live, but I'm going to try. I'm going to keep that on top.
Okay.
Graham is a 2/2 with Paradox. This is whenever I cast a spell from anywhere other than my hand, I get to create a food token.
Yum.
And I'm also going to get a trigger from the 13th Doctor, and I'm going to get to put a +1/+1 counter on any creature. I'm also going to tap Yasmin Khan and exile the next card that I ascribed to the top.
And you knew what that is.
I did. It's going to be Caravanesta Loyal Lupari. I can either cast it for a sorcery to make my humans indestructible as an adventure, or I can make a 5/5 Vigilance Trample Haste. And whenever it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each human I control, which is a lot. It's an alien dog soldier. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
What a type line.
In the story, it's there to protect humans. Like the alien race of dogs comes to protect humans. Come on, what's not to love about that?
I do love it.
Looks like we got another green deck to make.
I will go ahead and tap 5 to cast this from exile.
Nice.
And I will put another +1/+1 counter onto the 13th Doctor here. Graham will also give me a food, and I might need it.
Delicious sandwiches.
I'm going to play a forest for turn, and I'm going to cast my Foretell card finally. It's going to be an Impeding Flux.
Oh no, the flux!
It's a sorcery with Paradox that deals X damage to each opponent and each creature they control, where X is 1 plus the number of spells I've cast from anywhere other than my hand this turn. So Impeding Flux is going to deal 4 damage because I cast the Loyal Lampart, O'Brien, plus itself, plus the 1 that the spell gives. So 4 damage to each opponent and each creature they control.
Jeez, all right. Well, The flux is indeed showed up. I'm going to go to 24. I'm going to lose my 2 Daleks over here.
So this time the fourth Doctor is going to go to my command zone.
The bee sticks around, but he's still tapped for a long time.
I will get another +1/+1 counter from the 13th Doctor.
Jeez.
So I just want to get in as much damage as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that counter here onto the 13th Doctor. And I'm going to go to combat.
Yep.
And I'm going to attack with the 13th Doctor plus the Loyal Lampart for 10 damage, but I'll actually get more +1/+1 counters on each human.
The Loyal Lupari will hit me for 5, and the 13th Doctor will hit me for 5, so I'll take 10?
Yes, and I'll get a +1/+1 counter on Khan and the O'Brien.
Okay, I'm all the way down to 14. Jeez.
I'll move to my end step, and I'll get to untap all of my creatures thanks to the 13th Doctor.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, pretty awesome turn. You're
Pass.
trying to band up against the villains. I won't have any of it. All right, untap. So Beast stays tapped. Just removes a stun counter. Bastion Rado untaps, and it actually gets an extra +1/+1 counter because a creature died. Mini creatures died last turn, as it turns out. And I will draw for my turn and try and dig myself out of this mess here. All right, I'm gonna send the Vashna Narada in a NerdGirl for 7.
I've got no blocks.
All right.
Okay, something is better than just killing me outright. I'm terrified.
Scary.
All right, you mortals. You fools that ever go up against me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
What?
8,
What is this?
9. I'll do it for all of it, I guess. 9, 10. You will be deleted. Deal X damage to each non-artifact creature and each player. And X is equal to 8. Unless
I
you
can't
guys
eat
have
my
a response,
food.
right? You guys both have food, but you're tapped out right now. And will you be deleted?
I think so.
Yes! The villains are victorious, you fools!
The 10th Doctor may have had a long run on the show, but I certainly did not have a long run in this game. But the sheer number of game actions I got to take in my short time made me very happy. But in the end, I did get Sonic screwed.
It felt like every time it came to my turn, I needed to deal with some big problem and wipe the board, and I never quite got off the back foot. But if there's one thing I've learned about the Doctor Who universe, it's that every time you die, you come back and get to play again, right?
Dang it! I was so close. My deck had finally started to pull off some really cool stuff, and I think I was in a pretty good position to win. But double Fireball is tough to beat. I could have survived if I had the mana to eat my food, but I just didn't.
Hey, it was so great being here today. I mean, these decks mean so much to me, and it was a real pleasure to get to work on them. And finally, after years of working on them, coming here to play them with you all. This was the first time I actually got to play these decks in person with real cards. And it was a really special experience. So thank you all for having me, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.
We hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and as a special treat, we actually have some behind-the-scenes bonus bloopers for you guys. But first, we'd like to take a minute to thank our patrons and sponsors that make this show possible.
Coolstuffinc is the best place to pick up anything from sealed product to singles. Make sure to use our code TOPDECK at checkout for 5% off your order.
And if you need a little deck building inspiration, head on over to EDHRec, where they have all of the synergies to match your budget and style.
Ultimate Guard is the industry leader in MTG accessories. We love their stuff, and we know you will too. Make sure to use the link down in the description so that they know that we sent you.
And if you would like to support the show more directly, head on over to our Patreon, where you can unlock exclusive perks like signed tokens from our guests, spell table games with us, and even submit a deck list for us to play here on the show.
And every patron moves us closer to our goal of hiring a new editor so that we can bring you weekly episodes. We'd especially like to thank our renowned patrons, Magic Cave and Tyler M.
And our legendary patrons, Harley G, D. Schultz, Kai Soren, and Sligo Yanks.
Well, that's all for today, except we do have now those bloopers for you. Those were weird words.
And welcome to the Villain's Lair. I'm Gavin Verhey from Welcome to the secret lair of Gavin. All right, actually, secret lair has a different meaning, Magic, don't it?
I absolutely knew that. I 100% knew that.
I'm pretty far behind in Karn.
Inconceivable! Wait, is that the right product mark?
None of this would be possible.
And Sorry, I killed it.
Eating breakfast, look at the top right of your library.
Ha.
Okay, so we won't do that.
Exterminate. Exterminate. Can't even do it. It's too ridiculous. All right, you will be. You will be.
I didn't touch anyone's stuff.
How dare you tangle with the villains? What the heck was that?
It's almost over.
Welcome back to Dalek ASMR. Exterminate. Exterminate. You will be exterminated.
Okay, so we're gonna delete this footage, son.
Yeah, delete.
We never started
Delete,
recording.
go
Right.
again.
How this is gonna go.